quickly on the structure of what I'm going to be doing here. I'm first going to define the word. I'm then going to look at something about it, or actually elaborate on that meaning, and then I'm going to look at other things that you may use in talks or something that will help try to tie it all together. So the first word we're going to look at is we're going to backtrack and we're going to redefine
meme. Noun, an element of a culture or system of behavior that may be considered to be passed from one individual to another by non-genetic means, especially imitation. An image, video, phrase, etc. that is passed electronically from one internet user to another.
The reason that we're redefining it is because I don't think I really explained it that well. When we talk about memes, we could be talking about pretty much any form of cultural communication or anything culturally. Things like wearing pants is a meme. Things like catchphrases that we quote again and again and again. And we get catchphrases from everyday life, from movies,
James Bond.
From books.
Bloody hell.
From television.
No soup for you.
From all of the above.
The answer to the great question of life, the universe and everything is 42.
All of those things can be considered to be memes. We can say that those catchphrases are memes. In fact, a person who can actually explain a lot of these older memes is Mikla. When we use the word meme in a cultural sense, now we usually mean internet meme, which is that second meaning that we looked at. Pretty much because the internet was built for sharing information very, very quickly. The internet is a place that is thriving and can actually thrive memes because they can take these catchphrases and images and things that we do and we can mash them together. And because things can be replicated, we can also have modifications and alterations. And these memes don't happen in a vacuum. They also interact with other groups, such as, for example, the lolcats and cute things are all kind of in that same line, and we can easily just move across them fairly quickly. Let me give you an example of a really good internet meme, which is the advice animals. Pretty much you take an image of an animal or a person, you put a stereotype or something with it, and then you pretty much divert it. So all of these are pretty much memes. So all of these are all very different. They all talk about something slightly different from a slightly different point of view. They all pretty much follow the same line. You have your setup line, you have your image that gives you some form of interpretation, and then your punchline. The purpose of these memes are to actually challenge stereotypes as we see them. So that's one of the main reasons that this one has it's pretty much a really good example of what a meme is. I was speaking to Andy, and one of the things that he talked about, especially about these, is that they play on expectations. Another really good example of something that plays on the expectations is the Esther movies.
I baked you a pie.
Oh boy, what flavor?
Pie flavor.
One of their own isn't that funny, but as a collection they actually make a really funny video. And because of that, all of them play on expectations. So you expect one thing and then they give you something completely different. So that's one thing about these memes. If you want to find out more about memes in general and things like that, there's a couple of wikis and videos that explain different internet memes. Probably the best one that I recommend would be Know Your Meme. And as we were talking about our Esther movie, that was huge on YouTube, so let's talk about
YouTube. Noun, a video sharing site owned by Google. Users can freely upload their own video content to the site.
You may think of something like YouTube as just a service. It's a place in which I upload videos very easily and share it among friends. And that's all it is. And when we look at good services, you compare something like YouTube to Vimeo or something like that, and you finally realize, oh wait a second, well actually Vimeo has better specs. And often in Christian circles we just post stuff, so in that case we just use the best source out there, and that's usually Vimeo. The problem is that we often miss out on something bigger that's actually happening, and that is actually community. On YouTube there is a massive video community. There are people who are doing video log, but just to focus on, let's say, the vlog side of things, it's often really difficult to find good sources of Christians who are actually on YouTube, because often we either do one or two things. Actually, we fit into 4 categories, and those 4 categories are One, we either shout and whine a lot, which has a troll mentality. There's not much of those anymore. We either our videos are totally secularized to the point in which we're not really sure if they follow Jesus or not by their actions. The third one is they post secular videos, but they explicitly live as a Christian in those videos. The fourth one only discusses life from a biblical perspective. Now there's not a lot of people, again, as I said, not a lot of people in number one, and at the same time, there's not a lot of people in number four, which is really difficult to deal with. But there's a lot of people who are actually in these two and three, which makes it really difficult. With other people who do it in their actions, but not necessarily in saying, "Hey, I'm a Christian, I want to talk about it." We've got people such as Red and Link, which they do awesome things like act as the Bentley brothers. Main channel, they do awesome things such as make local commercials, sing Lionel Richie's all night long.
Everyone's dancing their troubles away. Come join our party, see how we play.
You've got Smarter Every Day. He's a Christian but doesn't really show it. He's very good at explaining it's being a Christian who also loves science. A lot of his videos are all about science, but at the end of each of his videos he finishes off a Bible verse, which is really cool. So those are some really good examples. But one of the biggest groups in which you probably need to know about, and the biggest group within the YouTube community, are the
Nerdfighter. Adjective. A bizarre internet cult made up of members, often intellectual loners, claim they are not made of...
Sorry, that shouldn't be in there. That's the media beat up definition. Sorry, that shouldn't be in there, sorry. Okay, I think we've got the one that we want loaded up. Okay, so the biggest group in YouTube is...
A person who is a dedicated follower of the YouTube web show the Vlogbrothers.
So the question that we should be asking is, who are the Vlogbrothers? The Vlogbrothers are a channel that's on YouTube that's been going on for about 5 or 6 years, done by two guys named Hank and John Green.
Hank runs the environmental technology website EcoGeek. John Green is an award-winning author. He has written books such as Looking for Alaska and Abundance of Catherines and Paper Towns, and he's won many awards, including the Edgar Award and the Prince Award.
Both of these guys pretty much make videos that, in all fairness, are a lot of fun to watch and deal with a whole bunch of different topics, but they mostly center around intellectualism, looking at things complexly, as well as doing something about it. So that may be one of the big concepts is increasing awesome, which is the intellectualism and understanding things complexly, as well as defeating world suck, which is everything that's bad in the world. So it's very much a humanist feel. And often because of that, at times when they look at things complexly, when it comes to actually doing those things, for some reason, if some of them come up with some really good answers of why we should be doing these things. They're in one of the biggest groups on Giver.org, which is a non-profit microfunding site for entrepreneurs in the developing world. The reason that they do them, sometimes they don't eloquently say why they are doing those things. For some of them, the reason that they do these things is because it's good to do these things. And that's as far as they've gone. It's not really, why should I do these things, when we can have actually a better answer. Pretty much a very important thing. I'm just going to send you to a collection of their videos because I think them explaining what they do is much better than me trying to explain. Oh, you also wanted me to talk about Spotify. Spotify is a music streaming service. You pretty much download their app and then you listen to music over the air. And then you get advertisements because they actually are... It's a service that has bought from actually the record industries. Pay them some more money and you don't get advertisements. You pay some more money and you can download music as well as put stuff on your phone. Pros and cons about this service: really good because you're paying like $10 to I think I'm paying $11, $12 a month to listen to music all day, which is a pretty good deal. But the problem is that it's better than piracy, but it's actually can feel like legal piracy. The amount of money that the artist gets is very minuscule, and so it may be better to have Spotify there as part of a balanced diet of other music. Do check out videos that I've linked to. I think those are actually a really good collection of videos for you to check out. Okay, I'm done.